Okay, Steve Jankowski here, and I'm an online marketing coach and mentor. And for years, I've been teaching people how to build effective online marketing funnels that basically drive traffic to their website. The traffic then becomes a lead, and hopefully that lead then becomes a sale for their product, service, or opportunity. And I thought I'd put a little different twist on it because some people just don't get it. So I have here an old funnel. This funnel I've owned for about 20 years. It's probably filled thousands of gas tanks. I've filled my Bobcat with it, numerous snowmobiles, golf carts, tractors, and occasionally a vehicle that runs out of gas somewhere. And so I've had this funnel for a long time. It's served me really, really well. And it's pretty fitting that I'm wearing a Carhartt shirt when I'm talking about funnels like this. But you can see in the bottom of this funnel, there's actually a little screen. And I was thinking about this funnel when I saw it the other day. I had to put some gas in my lawnmower, and I realized that pretty much every drop of liquid that goes into this funnel ends up coming out the bottom. You know, occasionally there might be some junk that gets in the screen down there that'll slow down the trickle. But all liquid that goes in here comes out the bottom. And that's really not the way an online marketing funnel works. And then a few days after that, I noticed that one of our toilets was busted. It was running all the time, so there was constantly water going through that toilet. And what happened was when you flushed it, not everything that was in the toilet would go out, would go down. And it's because it was busted, and I had to fix it. And as I was fixing the toilet, I realized that an online marketing funnel is really much more similar to an online busted toilet marketing model. And so let's talk about that, all right? Now, I have here my best drawing of a toilet. I'm not an artist. But if you think about it, when something goes into the toilet, if the toilet's working right, when it flushes, everything goes out. And that's not the way an online marketing funnel works. So it's really perfect to look at it as a busted toilet. So if the toilet's busted, you know, you got water in here, and there's water constantly flowing into the toilet, and there's water constantly flowing down through the trap and into your septic or into the sewer or whatever. And that's how my busted toilet was working. And if you think about it, if this is an online marketing type of funnel, what we have is near the top of the toilet, we have all sorts of things that will gather traffic. We might have a blog up here. We might have an article. We might have videos. We have social media like Facebook and Twitter. And all of this stuff is hopefully driving traffic to this toilet. And in my busted toilet, not only is there water constantly flowing through it, but there are a few holes near the top, and we'll just kind of call them spillways. This is a hypothetical toilet. But basically all this stuff comes in, the water inside the toilet is swirling, okay? And so like say somebody finds one of my videos, and that video tells them to click the link, which then takes them to my blog, or perhaps to a landing page, and every time they take a step, if they go from a video to a blog, or a video to a landing page, that lead gets sucked deeper into this vortex, okay? And remember, there's water constantly flowing, so every once in a while, one of these leads gets kicked out through one of these holes, and they disappear. They unsubscribe from my list, and they basically become non-prospects, okay? But as more stuff goes into the toilet, all right, as more leads, more junk, more, I don't want to be calling leads junk, but as more objects come into this toilet, this vortex gets stronger, and some of the leads will like grab each other, and they'll get sucked down into this vortex, and eventually some of them will come out the bottom of my hypothetical busted toilet marketing funnel, and they will become sales. They'll become customers, all right? And the way we build this up to make it more powerful is we just create more content, more things that attract potential leads to our toilet funnel. All right? So what we can do is we can take our blogs, our articles, our videos, and all of our social media, and we can just create more of it. And then we also can go outside, go over here on Facebook, Twitter, other articles and videos. And then in social bookmarking, we can create links to all of this content. All right? And all of these links will push this content up higher in the search engine so that my toilet is the most desirable toilet for anybody want to go to. Okay? If you've ever been at a ball game or at a big event when there's all sorts of outhouses out there, right? I don't know about you, but I always look for the one that looks from the outside like it's the cleanest, the most desirable, and hopefully have been used the least. Okay, so if you need to go to the bathroom and you're at a sporting event and you see an outhouse with a big long line of people, I don't know about you, but I look for one that ain't so busy, one that hasn't been so well trafficked, because that's not necessarily a desirable place to be. I look for one that's really, really shiny. That's not a perfect analogy, because most people want to be going where everybody's going, but I still do want the cleanest one. Okay, that's the shiniest and the cleanest. And that's what I look for. And at any rate, this, I think, is a better model than just a typical funnel. Because you may remember a funnel, every piece of liquid that goes in here comes out the bottom. Now, if you have a funnel or a toilet and you don't have any of this stuff, you're not attracting anything to it, then really the only person inside the toilet or inside the funnel is you. And that's why so many people fail. They build a lousy funnel, they build a lousy, busted internet marketing toilet, and they don't have anything to attract anything, and basically what happens is just they themselves get sucked out the bottom, and they end up down here with being nothing other than their own customer. And what that means is they've just wasted a ton of money on learning how to market online or joining some opportunity and not learning how to market it, and they just flush themselves right out the system and they become a failure. And so what you want to do is you want to stay outside of this and you want to collect all the money from people that are becoming your customers. So you want this to be you down here. And it's not a lot of work to build this up. I shouldn't say that. It is a fair amount of work, but it's work that can be done over time. It's the kind of work where if you're consistent and you're constantly creating more content, eventually you get enough traffic so that you have a real functioning toilet. All right? I've had blogs that only have 8 pages on them get hundreds of hits per month. And when I saw that and I started putting more effort into that blog, create more pages, create more links from other places to it, I multiplied it tenfold, or in some cases hundreds of times. So anyway, I hope this makes it more clear how we build basically a system that will attract leads and get you customers. Take care.